Hello everyone, welcome back for some more Fate Hollow Ataraxia. We are clearing out all the events that have the new before we go to the ones that have the exclamation marks. So let's take a look here. That seems important. Let's head to the afternoon. We have a new one with Tosaka on the roof. Let's hang out with her, as we've been doing quite a bit these parts, as she is quite new. Anyways, it's the afternoon break, which means time for lunch. Empty-handed as usual, I, who did not bring a lunchbox, am now faced with infinite possibilities. Yo, calf food? I've never experienced. That's not a concept in Canada, at least where I live. It's always bring your own lunch. That is the only option. There's sometimes a canteen, but the food there is optional, and usually just if you're still hungry. Or I could get fancy and, rather than go to a convenience store, run to the Mount Miyama shopping district to buy something, go to Shinto to eat, and come back sometime before 5th period. According to Goto-kun, it's a rash choice that always leaves you unsure to whether you're going to eat lunch or go on a time trial. It's also said that there are those who completely forget about school and end up playing around Shinto. See, as someone who doesn't like to be late for anything, that concept terrifies me. Oh? Yeah. Because of course you did. Sakura. Here she is. As I turn around, I see Sakura holding a cloth-wrapped container in her hands. Sakura, could it be that she's planning to go flower viewing and skip school in the process? As I point at it, Sakura nods happily. Yeah, there is certainly more than enough in there. Is that what she was working so hard on this morning? So this is all fairly standard, but remember, the icon was for Rin, so what's the twist gonna be? Oh. Oh, a little three-way lunch. We haven't done that. I see, that's why there are 3. Since Sakura is the captain of the archery club now, it seems that she usually has lunch at the range. Alright. Little family lunch. And us. We're also here. Away from the public eye, Sakura's way of addressing Tosaka changes. Tosaka is waiting for us on the roof with the usual expression on her face. The kind of face that would send her classmates running away in tears.
Sakuraの弁当を断れるか。おまけに昼飯は持ち合わせがなかったんだし。私もよ。せっかく桜が作ってくれたんだからご商売に預からないと。そうですね。姉さんと先輩にご馳走するために頑張りました。
The phrase little feast is a bit oxymoronic, but sure. Sakura happily sets about opening the 3 stacked boxes and displaying the food inside. Those boxes look like something you'd serve a New Year's feast in, but inside were an array of onigiri, accompanied by a colorful assortment of sides. The festive red and white of the fish cakes is dazzling to the eyes. After taking up our chopsticks and saucers, we surround the lunchbox. I feel like I barely have enough time to make freaking cereal in the morning. How do you do this? Well, I mean, the answer is probably getting up and at him earlier. Oh, that too.
逆に一人分だけ作るより面白いですよ。
Hands clasped in front of us, we bow in thanks for the meal. Being on the roof in fall with lunch spread out around us almost makes it feel like we're on a picnic. When I take a bite of the nori-wrapped onigiri, that seaweed-wrapped rice ball, a lightly seasoned, savory taste spreads through my mouth. She used konbu. Yes, a refined choice indeed. Konbu is a dried kelp, if I'm correct. I usually use it I have a whole bunch, but it's pretty. It has a different flavor than seaweed. I can't really explain it, but I use it when I make my miso.
見上げたものよね。私だったらここまでできないわ。そうですか？姉さんがお弁当作ったらすごそうなんですけど。まあ違った意味ですごいだろうけど、私自分で作って自分で食べるってことになると必要最小限のものしか用意できないのよ。別に贅沢したくないってわけでもないんだけど。
Sakura and I both nod in agreement at that. You could call it a masterful level of skill in saving money, or you could call it being sloppy only where yourself is concerned. As fond as Tosaka is of extravagance, she can't bring herself to spend money on it.
まあ今さら治る性格でもないからいいけど、そうなるとちゃんと3人のお弁当をしっかり作って用意できるさくらの着実さが羨ましくなるわね。そんなことないですよ。私は姉さんみたいに細かな気が利かないからこんなのしか用意できなくて。なんで？美味しいじゃない。かき揚げの煮浸しもいい感じで。
Persimmon tempura. Huh. That'd be interesting, because I would assume the persimmon would be like a sweet kind of fruity thing. But to tempura, that would be interesting.
揚げ物は翌日以降もいただき方があります。これも先輩から教わりました。
I'm so excited to get to today's menu with the Emiya family, guys. I'm so excited. She even managed to keep the sides served in a broth from leaking and prevented the flavors from mixing. She did an outstanding job on this. I nod to myself as I raise a slice of omelet to my mouth. The way she balanced the flavors of the soup stock and sugar is even better than when I make it.
よし、今日はさくらにごちそうになったから次は私の番かな。嬉しいです。姉さんのお弁当すごく楽しみです。
Oh, very excited to get some spam on white bread with no butter.
まああんまり期待しないでね。誰かにお弁当作るのも久しぶりだし、まあさくらやえみやくんへのお礼を兼ねてそれなりに頑張らせていただくわ。
The lighthearted conversation between the two sisters continues. This is what the atmosphere between the two of them should have been like since long ago. Eating lunch together with Tosaka, the older sister, and Sakura, the younger. Talking about trivial everyday things, the bond between the two of them, torn apart 11 years ago, will never return to how it once was. Even if this peace is only a temporary salve over the old wounds, their bond frail. Wait, what? But even if this peace, reading is hard. But even if this peace is only a temporary salve over the old wounds, and their bond frail and patchy, that doesn't change how wonderful this rare scene is. That was a strange sentence. Nothing here. Head to the Noit. Alright. We got a new one on the Out for a Walk alone. Specifically going to the church alone at night, which is a bad idea. Oh, this seems like a bad idea. Oh, hello, there's a light on. Climbing up a long hill road, I finally arrive at the church. It's a dark night. Even though there isn't a single cloud, the moon is dark. The only light seems to be coming from the church. Oh, hi! There's a ghost of a woman standing in the square. I'm reminded of a supernatural willow.
Oh my.
I'm dreaming. Since when was I in a dream? It's the first time I've seen her, and I've never met her before, yet I know this woman very well. The woman passes by me as if nothing happened. I watch the ghost absent-mindedly. There's no need to rush after it. For all, this is just a dream. Even if I try, I'll probably vanish like a phantom when I catch up. Oh god! Plus, these things are in the way. I hear the chorus that I am so used to. Even though someone told me not to come here alone, I seem to have forgotten that warning. However, I'm lucky this time. Lucky that this is just a dream, and soon I'll wake to my usual ceiling. Brutal claws run through my liver, stomach, like a strawberry stuck with a fork, legs. What? They pass through my joints, arriving at the face and neck. I no longer have a throat and cannot manage to scream, only the sound of air escaping. Help. Hi! Ah. Brain slashed out. As I'm in so much pain because this situation is so vexing, I want to take my frustration out on some stuffed animal. Stabbing the silly, non-resistant toy with a kitchen knife. A slaughtering act that anyone can do, simple and tasteless. I feel sick with it, nauseous, now that I am playing the part of the stuffed animal. What in the tarnation is happening? Oh, I'm alright. This is a dream. Now, as soon as this crunching incident ends, it will be as if it never happened, because it will have never happened, because I will wake up in my next form. What the heck? Dead bad end. Okay. Got it. Don't go there. Sounds good. Yeah, the game kind of warned me about that, so don't go there. Alright, let's go to the afternoon without school. Oh, we got a bunch of stuff here. Well, what Saber, what you doing in the shopping district? I walk along the street, pushing bike number 2, a boring front basket-equipped Mamachari alongside me. Ryder made off with number 1, which incidentally is not supposed to be used by anyone other than me when I wasn't looking.
さて、買い物はこれで大体は。あ、そうだ。
We need to restock the tea cakes, don't we? With Fujine devouring our entire stockpile of sweets and Ryder stealing my bike, well, leaving that aside, even my body's feeling dull and heavy today. Bad news just keeps on coming. It almost feels like I died last night, man, you know? You ever wake up and it feels like you just died? It feels like your throat's been slashed out, my man?
フジネは後でお菓子を足すって言ってたけど、いつになるかわからないからな。よし。
I double-checked the contents of my wallet. Today I was wise enough to shop during a timed sale, so there's a bit of cash left. I guess I can head over to Edamaya for this one. And sure enough, Edamaya is... Huh? Hey! Burger! No, that's a donut, I think. You get all these eating sprites. I love you. In Hero, I love it.
落ち着いて、まず口の中のものを飲み込もう。
Now this is rare. Saber, who naturally attracts attention, seldom goes out to eat sweets.
シロ、夕食の買い物ですか？
セイバーも珍しいな。商店街に一人で買い物に来るのも。
You know, sometimes people want to go out. When Saber goes shopping, I give her the wallet, but I'm pretty sure that was not the case today. Where did she get the cash?
あ、これはですね。
とりあえず、俺も江戸前屋に買い物があるから、温かいうちに食べちゃってくれ。
I get some obanyaki at the counter, one for everyone at the household.
先に一人だけでいただいてしまってすみません。
ね、あれはセイバーの分だろ。って、財布渡してなかったけど、大丈夫だったのか？
Yeah.
はい。
Oh.
大河にいくらかいただきました。
Oh.
フジネが？へえ。お小遣いとは気前のいい話だ。
It's always a question of where do they get the money for their stuff. Because I guess Ryder works a job. Saber really doesn't. She kind of freeloads. Wasn't the last payday quite a long time ago?
ええ。家で会った大河はいつになく上機嫌でした。これでおやつを外で食べてきてねと。
Oh, that's nice. So that's how it was.
シロ、顔色が悪いのですが、どうかしたのでしょうか？
いや、なんでもない。そうか、
Was there a
藤根か。
reason Fujine wanted everyone out of the house? In other words, here's what probably transpired. First, Fujine discovered her secret rainy day stash of snacks, descending upon it like a hungry wolf on a flock of sheep. Then, her spirits improving significantly due to her full stomach, she decides to give Saber some spending cash to spread the love. Finally, Saber would be completely baffled when me and Sakura try to wring it from Fujine. Noticing the worried look I'm getting from my side, I wave my hand to dismiss her concerns.
タイガがどうかしたのですか？
いや、至っていつも通りの藤根だ。
That's our Fujine.
しかし、そういえば俺は小遣いもらった
Wait,
ことないな。
never? Never? I think back to those times. My old man was stubbornly attached to me as a kid, and Fujine got attached to the two of us. We played together, or rather, she played with me the way she would with a toy, but I never got any spending money out of it.
そうなのですか？
昔から藤根は懐周りはピーピー言ってたからな。
Wait, for real?
食についてもあんまり変わってない気がす。
Saber suddenly freezes. I turn to see what she's looking at. Soon it'll be Chinese steamed bun season. The escaping steam and the aroma of meat-filled buns makes me think, it really is that time, isn't it? Yo, Chinese steamed buns are legit. Saber reaches into her pocket. I can hear the coins clinking around.
少々足りませんか？いえ、今日は大判焼きで満足しましょう。
I like how she talks to herself.
中華まんは
She
また
even
後
uses
日
the
楽
royal
しみという
we
こと
saying
で
us.
過ぎたる幸せは身を鈍らせます。はい。
I can hear her muttering. There's no need to get anxious about it. She could just ask me.
肉まんが気になるか、セイバー。
いえ、そんなことはないのですよ。これ以上完食をいただいては夕食に差し障りが。
Both you and me know that's not a problem.
大丈夫。食べきれなかったら半分もらうから。こっちの懐はまだ余裕があるし、遠慮はいらないぞ。
My wallet won't complain just because of one or two buns. I have Saber hold the bike while I get in line. She loves it!
これが肉まんなのですね。白。
She loves it so much! Look how much she loves it! There's so many Saber sprites of just her eating different foods. This is the best. Saber's holding the bun, blowing off the steam.
藤根に感謝しなくちゃな。
Oh, look at that smile. I wouldn't have gotten to see Saber like this if Fujine wasn't so capricious.
生地の中に閉じ込められた肉汁の旨味が。
Stuffing her cheeks with food, Saber nods with satisfaction. I can't make this at home after all. You need some kind of steamer for that and a knack for kneading that kind of dough. I actually figured out that I can use my, I have an Instapot. And then you can actually use it as a steamer. There's a steaming function with it where you just fill the bottom with water and then you put the bun on a rack and you can actually re-steam the buns. So I actually buy frozen Chinese steamed buns and then I add water to them, re-steam them. Works out pretty good. The only problem, because there's no other way to easily get those buns redone. If you put them in the microwave, they get gross. You know, they either get too much water and then they're like gooey. Oh, I had some gooey steamed buns and they were the worst. Or they're dry and that's bad too. So re-steaming them is a good option.
さて、それじゃあ戻るか、セイバー。
Guys, I'm so excited for today's menu with the Emir family.
申し上げにくいのですが。
Saber fidgets while standing there. She's still looking at the steamer.
あそこに入っているあんまんというものも気になるのですが、どのようなものなのでしょうか。
オーケー。こうなったらとことん付き合う。
My wallet can still withstand 2 or 3 more steamed buns, is what I like to believe, but with all the original pizza, curry, and special shark fin variants, if Saber starts getting carried away, I'll have to reconsider. Don't have the shark fin one, that's not ethical.
良いところにいました。白も。
Hi.
ライダー。
Ryder suddenly appears, turning around on the Emmy Residence's bike number 1. She manages to drift, locking up the brakes, like the scene in Akira. She did hijack the bike, but seeing how much she's getting out of it, I might have lost the motivation to complain. Yeah, she's hiding.
何事ですか、ライダー。
Ah, Saber near your mouth. Ryder has to be staring at it. That's definitely not majestic.
肉まんを食べていましたね。
食べかすがついていますよ。いえ、それよりもいきなり呼び止めたのはどういうつもりですか？
Having been caught in an embarrassing situation, Saber's response is to pick a fight. This might be bad. Ryder's coming over to respond to the challenge.
突然あのような運転で商店街の静寂を乱し、欲しいままに振る舞うあなたの所業にはほとほと呆れます。所詮ライダーとは荒れ狂うカンバのように騒がしいものなのですね。
Dang, you gonna take that?
おや、そのようにセイバーに言われるとは心外ですね。そう、これを見ても同じことが言えますか？
Saying that, Ryder takes something out of her bag. Obanyaki from Verde's underground food court.
ライダー、それはどういう？見てわかりませんか？これはあなたの好物の大判焼き。しかも粒あん、
Wow.
こしあんのみならず、江戸前屋のレパートリーにないカスタード、チーズ、チョコレートもあります。
What a powerful move. Saber looks troubled. She has to choose between submitting to General Ryder and receiving Obanyaki, or sticking to her original decision and remaining content with just bean paste-filled buns.
もしいただけるというのでしたら喜んで。あなたの条件は何ですか、ライダー？
Saber folds quickly. Feeling no shame as to the King of Knights, her decision is swift. The Obanyaki is handed over. So what is Ryder going to make Saber do his payment?
いえ、何も。これは一体どういう本なんですか？
I can't even read that.
セイバー、そんなに急いで頬張らなくても大判焼きは逃げ
Like
ません
how
よ。
Ryder's even embarrassed. She starts eating them immediately. Maybe she really wanted to try the chocolate and custard flavors?
セイバー、私は常々同じ屋根の下で暮らす者同士、
A peace offering.
顔を合わせるなり喧嘩を売り合うようなわだかまりはよろしくないと思っていました。ですので、これを機にあなたと仲良くやっていこうと思い、ま
Yeah.
ずは
Agreed, Saber tells Ryder with her nod. How do I put it? It's the kind of thing you'd expect from a mature older sister. On the other hand, Saber seems ashamed of herself. She's already surrendered to the Obanyaki's flavor. I mean, having been shown the true meaning of tolerance, she's reflecting on her actions.
シロ、あなたは私を笑いますか？
No, yes.
私は資料が足りませんでした。ライダーは円満な日常を求めていたというのに、私は今までそういう私の至らなさが昔日の。
Nothing wrong with a little bit of friction in an everyday life. You need that little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.
早く食べないと冷めますよ、セイバー。ああ、そうでした。
Ryder's completely filling Saber up. Today's a very unusual day. And now Ryder turns to face me with a smile.
そうでした。シローにもぜひ受け取っていただきたいものがありました。
Oh?
別にお腹はまだ空いてないけど。
Ryder's randomly sensitive and lavish today.
ラ
Maybe...
イダーも藤姉から小遣いもらったのか。
Oh my god, was that the case?
いえ、
Oh,
こちらは私の自腹です。
yeah, you have a job.
日々の感謝と迷惑をかけたお詫びとして、ぜひ
あー
とも。これです。シロー、
ああ、サンキュー。
今のシローにはこれが必要だと思います。
What is it? Turning over the label on the small bottle that she gave me. Reinforced garlic. Yohimubine Maka DX. What kind of word association game is this?
いろいろお疲れの様子ですので、これを召し上がってぜひともいえ、力をつけていただきたいと。
Did you give me drugs?
ああ、
The poisonous looking label makes my cheek twitch. More than an energy drink, this looks like a tonic, so given it's Ryder we're talking about, can I hope it didn't come from anything like a mamushi or an Irabu snake? Okay, I know the second thing. The Irabu snake is those snakes you see in, like, whenever there's an exotic, medicine shop in a thing. It's like the snake in the... It's snake wine is what it is. So that's a snake wine, but what's a mamushi? Mamushi, is a poisonous snake viper. So he's saying, hey, let's hope it's not from snake. Well, then what's an Arabu snake? Because I might be confused. Arabu snake is a... They're both snakes. Alright, yeah. So they're basically saying, I sure hope it doesn't come from dried snakes.
確かに最初は鼻についたり飲みにくかったりするかと思いますが。
いや、ライダー。
Yeah, Ryder, why are you giving me this?
ビール酵母の方が良かったのでしょうか。
Did you make this?
そういうことじゃなくて。
I beckon Ryder to come over.
まあ、今日は一体どうしたんだ？
What's up?
いえ、いろいろ思うところがありまして。
What does that mean?
そうか。藤音やさくらに二人とも仲良くしなさいって言われたかと思った。
それも別に。
ますますわからないな。俺とセイバーに一つずつだろ？あ、じゃあさくらにも何か買ってきてる？
ええ、やはりさくらが一番重要ですから。
You look embarrassed.
重要？大事や大切じゃなくて？もしかしてさくらに何か隠してる？
What, you're hiding?
何のことでしょう？
You're literally hiding. This is highly suspicious. Something is clearly going on here.
いや、シロ、私は。
What's going on?
つまみ食いですか先輩。二人ともそんなに怒らなくてもいいじゃないのよ。
藤音、それが食い荒らしておいて言うセリフか？反省してくれ、反省。
Very rarely do you get to see Shiro's sprite.
そうですよ。おやつが欲しいんでしたら言ってくれればよかったのに。反省してください。反省。だってシロの家のおやつにそんな他人行儀なのは嫌じゃない？欲しかったのは水いらずの食卓なのよ。シロのものは私のものなのよ。ブーブー。だからってつまみ食いはダメだって何度言ったらわかるんです。
This is such a broken household. Why's... Okay. Wait, what? Wait.
さくらちゃん怖い。
Wait. Has Ryder been stealing snacks too, so she's doing this to make up?
そりゃ、さくらが1ヶ月前から楽しみにしてたフルールの予約限定生産のスペシャルケーキだからな。
先輩、藤村先生に甘い
Wait, that's Sprite.
家事を預かる者として公私混同はやめてください。
そうだ、もっと真剣になるんだ藤音。反省しよう、反省。さくら本気で怖い。
だからってつまみ食いはダメだって何度言ったらわかるんですか？
Oh my god, Ryder's been stealing food too. I'm sorry, what? What were those? What?
ライダー。
What's happening?
先輩の血をつまみ食いしてたわね。
Oh.
あら、黙っていればわからないと思うの？藤村先生がおやつをつまみ食いするのは多めに見ても、
Oh no.
あなたが先輩を盗み飲みするのは
Okay.
お仕置きしなくちゃね、ライダー。
Look at her shake.
反省してるってば、さくらちゃんもシロも。
ほら、反省してるってさくら。
ついカッとなって食べた。全部食べるつもりはなかった。気の利かない少年犯罪の容疑者コメントみたいなのも実に藤村先生らしいんですけど、 わかりました。女藤村、片木の皆さんにご迷惑をおかけして申し訳ない。しっかり詫びは入れさせていただきましょう。
I was a bit confused as to what was going on, but now it makes total sense.
一宿一般の恩義も心得ないやからと思われちゃ、おじいさまにも合わせる顔がないわよ。
詫びか。柿の積み増しはやめてくれ。今でさえ貯蔵の限界に達しつつあるんだか
She
ら。
just keeps bringing persimmons.
でも藤村先生の謝罪の意思はちゃんと受け入れないといけませんよね、先輩。
まあそうだけど。
ここにいるのは心が広い方ばっかりですから。ほら、ちゃんと藤村先生が謝ればみんな気にしませんよ。もうさくらちゃんは良い子だよ。あの子にくったらしいロリっ子と交換して。
Don't like that word. It's a weird word to use for a real person, at least in universe.
するな。
なるほど。詫び。詫びですね。詫びを入れれば、皆許してくれるのですね。さあ。
Who knows?
私は何も
そうライダーが言うのならいいけど。
Ryder looks to be lost deep in thought. Just what happened
と
exactly?
りあえずこれはありがたく飲ませてもらうから。
ええ。貧血や勢力減退の時にはぜひ。では、私はさくらに渡すものもありますので、お先に失礼します。
Nimbly jumping on number 1, Ryder.
言ってしまいますかね。
喋る時には口の中を。あ、1号を乗っていかれっぱなしだ。
いえ、どうしたのでしょうね。彼女は一体。ああ、ですがこのカスタード大判焼きはなかなかにまろやかでまったりと口に広
One
がる
part
甘
of
さ
her
がないと
brain
も言えず。
clearly took over for the rest of that sentiment. Saber's still caught in the aftertaste of her obanyaki. Oh well, I doubt anything good will come out of my clumsy attempts to uncover the truth.
じゃあ買い物も済んだから帰るか。
お待ちください、シロ。
No sooner than I raise my heel, she stops me.
どうしたセイバ
Is she gonna be like, I still want my Chinese bean buns?
まだ私は
Yeah.
あんまんをいただいてます。
No. Ryder, didn't she leave?
水臭いことを言いますね、セイバー。あんまんが食べたいのでしたら、そう私に言っていただければ。
Ryder speaks with a big smile on her face. She caught Saber totally off guard this time. If Saber had a tail, she'd be wagging it about vigorously right now.
本当ですか？
ええ。私とあなたの中ではありませんか、セイバー。
ああ、今まであなたを属性の違う勝手気ままな女だと思っていた自分が恥ずか
That's
しい。
it. Friendship achieved.
ありがたくいただきます。
Just feed her. She's totally feeding her, isn't she?
それでは、こちらも温かいうちに。
もちろんです。もちろんです。
They really look like close sisters now. They've stopped quarreling, if only for today. It'd make my life a whole lot easier if they would just stay like this.
あんまん、シローもいかがですか？
ー。俺よりもセイバーに満足いくまで食べさせてやってくれ。あ、言うまでもないけど晩飯残したらダメだからな。
もちろんです。食事は別腹ですから、シロ。
That is true. That is true. Our eyes meet unintentionally. I'm pretty sure that's not how the saying goes, right? Well, it's usually a separate one for dessert. But I guess it implies that one and there is a separate one for the other one too. Anyways, let's call it a day. Alright, what's up tomorrow? The next day. The answer is nothing right now. Sounds good. We got something new there. We got the station front. What's up with you, Caster?
これで一通り回ったか。
そうだな。
Ah, chilling with Issei. Writing something down in his notebook, Issei nods. Preliminary arrangements for the cultural festival. It's a holiday, yet here we are in Shinto, ordering materials and approaching the participating stores. I'm supposed to be advising Issei on issues he's unfamiliar with, food, construction materials, and so on. But I sure didn't think there'd be this many stores offering help.
こちら側は新しい町だからな。地元と密接な関係を持つためにうちの文化祭が利用されているという見方もできるが、
Mutual benefits,
その分
yeah.
こちらも助かっているのだ。そう、
でもそれだと昔から手伝ってくれてた商店街はどうなんだ？
それも問題ない。こちらへの頼み事は商店街の範疇外のことばかりだ。
いろいろあるんだな。
With that, despite having been brought along under the title of advisor, I'm starting to wonder just how useful I'm going to be. As we're all done and about to go back, we come across someone quite unexpected in front of a menswear shop.
あれ、キャスターじゃないか。
そのようだな。
That expression says so much.
あら、坊やたち。
For some reason, Issei frowns a bit. Castor, on the other hand, looks to be in a particularly good mood.
坊や、こんなところで男友達と遊んでいて、可愛いセーバーを放っておいていいの？
Have Issei and Saber interacted? I don't even know. Is this what you're supposed to say when you bump into someone? No matter what mood she's in, Castor's still difficult to handle.
そういうキャスターこそ、久月先生のこと放っておいていいのか？
Dang, right back at ya. An attempt to keep this rubbernecker's long nose out of others' business.
いいのよ。今日は宗一郎様のための買い物なんだから。
Yeah, a completely futile one. Wait, so that's her reason for being in a good mood?
総一郎兄のためですか。今日は。
Issei's clearly relieved.
一世、キャスターが久月先生のために買い物をしてるのがそんなに嬉しいのか？
いや、そんなわけではないが、それ以上は聞いてくれるな。
Alright, I nod.
そういえばキャスター、今日は前に買ってたような服は買ってないのか？っていうかあれ、気もしないのに寺に置いてあるのか？
エミヤ、知っていたのか？
Oh, buddy, there's a lot I know.
ああ、前にセイバーに着せたいとか言ってたことあったし。
The stuff with lots of frills and whatnot. At this rate, even Ilya may be in danger. Better not let Castor near her.
ああ、いえ。まあ、キャスターさんの趣味ですし、別に口を出すようなことではないんですが。
そう？
There's a delicate atmosphere between the two of them. Same as Fujine back when Ryder came to live with us, living under the same roof yet not quite getting along. Yeah, there's a couple things where you're like characters that while they live together, they don't exactly live together. Speaking of that, didn't she bring up her marriage with Kazuki-sensei at some point? Or before that?
なあキャスター、久月先生と正式に結婚したのか？
Caught off guard she is.
坊や、それはどういう意味で言ってるのかしら？
One, nice sprite. Two, no ring.
また、じんみりした殺気を送るの待った。今のは皮肉じゃないぞ。じれったいな。まだ結婚しないのかなっていう外野からの応援だ。
そうなの？坊やが応援してくれているとは思わなかったわ。一応お礼は言っておくわね。
She's shy, definitely just shy.
俺はハッピーエンドになってからでいい。で、どうなんだ？結婚式とかあげたのか？
そこまでは望んでないわ。書類上で夫婦になっただけで式はあげてないの。
I feel like some magic must have been involved for the fact that you are not a legal citizen. How could you legally be married? Like, for tax purposes, you don't exist.
レイカンさんには勧められたのですけどね。
It's all rosy, yet an air of unhappiness is looming over it. Due to Castor's past, she now fears wishing for too great of a fortune. Well, at any rate...
書類上って、あんた、
Yeah.
戸籍はあるのか？
Yeah, let's address this, please. I'll lower my voice. Things might get difficult if Issei overhears the question.
それは安心なさい。坊やが心配するようなことにはなってないわよ。
それならいいけど、もしかして
I'm
役所の人を洗脳した？
so happy he's asking what I'm thinking.
してないわよ。お金で解決できることですからね。
Oh, you used the magic of bribery. All right.
気になるなら 管理者のお嬢さんにお聞きなさい。その唐突に増額した預金通帳はどうしたのか。
But then where did you get the money from?
OK。この話は聞かな
Sure,
かった。
that's fine. Whatever. All right. All right.
それが賢明よ。あなたの危険感知には感心するわ。
She laughs. Somehow the two of us are now able to just talk casually, despite pretty much being incompatible with each other.
エミヤ、さっきから気になってたんだが、キャスターさんと知り合いだったのか？
Oh, time for this talk.
ああ、まあいろいろあって。
Yeah. And a lot of which I can't let him hear about. Quickly exchanging glances, it seems that Caster feels that way too.
じゃあ行くか、一世。
それではキャスターさん、また後ほど。
Leaving her at the storefront, we depart. How shall I put it? Life at Rito Temple sure is tough in its own way.
どうしたエミヤ？
いや、なんでもない。
I should pay them a visit one of these days. Oh, we got a wallpaper for that. I guess that's wallpaper worthy. All right. Surprising. Call it a day. Have big nappies. What else is going on? Let's go to the ghost house. Sure. See what changes happen. It's new. It's not an exclamation mark. So I arrive at the outskirts of Shinto, where a secluded Western-style mansion has been built upon a prominent hill. I know there's nothing here, yet I have a feeling I should try looking around one more time.
前はすぐに出て行っちまったし、今日はゆっくりしていこう。
I'm well aware that this is trespassing, but I really want to have a good look inside. The Tosaka and Mato mansions are both fine examples of Western-style architecture, but I don't feel particularly fascinated by the buildings themselves. This house, however, I find it strangely attractive. It might be because it's the same shape as Shen-chan. Modest in its splendor, the structure just feels aesthetically pleasing. I wouldn't even mind a maintenance job on this building. You know what I'm saying? The mansion is full of light inside. Yes, there are quite a lot of windows. It's like being on the peak of a mountain. And on a fair day like this, my vision grows hazy with the blinding white sunlight. And so immersed in this heaven-like world, I do notice something that wasn't here last time.
誰かいる。
Feel signs of human presence on the second floor. What's coming from there isn't just signs of a living being. There's a clear sense of hostility aimed at the intruder. No, aimed directly at me. Come up to the second floor. Footsteps are coming closer. A figure slowly appears out of the white haze.
誰かと思えば、その間抜け面か。
Why are you here?
まったく。とんだ無駄骨だな、エミヤシロ。
Hold on, that's my line.
緊張して損した。なんでお前がここにいるんだ、アーチャー。それとも何か遠坂に愛想つかされて家を追い出されでもしたか？
ほう。勘がいいな。あながち間違いではない。主人に任された仕事が片付かなくてね。満足に帰れない日々なのだが。
Huh.
しかし、今のは真実味のある推測だった。そうかそうか。板挟みで居場所がなくなり逃げ出していくというのは人事ではなかろうよ。将来の不安は無意識に口に出る。まだ身体が決められるうちに男らしく的を絞っておけ。
Hi, can you stop speaking in riddles?
余計なお世話だ。うちの事情に口突っ込まないでくれ。
Well, sometimes even I feel uneasy about it. But enough of that, it's certainly true that Archer has been absent from the Tosaka residence lately. What Tosaka probably entrusts him with as an overseer for Yuki is, quote, maintaining public order.
じゃあお前もここに何かあるって思ったのか？そうでもなければ近づかないだろ、こんなところに。
いや、私はこの洋館には興味はないし、そもそも存在を知らなかった。調査を終えたところだが、これといった異常もない。
ならなんで来たんだよ。怪しいと思うから来たんだろ。
理由はお前だ。以前お前はこの洋館に入っていった。
Thanks.
調査する理由はそれだけで十分だ。
なんだそれ。俺が悪さをしてないか調べに来たってことか。
On what basis I glare at him? Archer looks down upon me with a doubtful gaze.
お前こそどんな理由でここに足を運んだ。私はこんな洋館は知らなかったと言ったんだぞ。
Archer never knew about it. Suddenly get a feeling that this fact carries a significant meaning and... I'm blinded by the strong sunlight.
まあいい。いずれ明らかになる話だ。あるいはここに手がかりがあるかと期待したが、その様子ではここは外れだな。やはり私では全ての証拠は揃えられないか。
He's heading for the hallway.
そうそう。この洋館の持ち主だがな、60年前に他界しているぞ。持ち主の名はエーデンフェルト。
Oh!
遠い異国の魔道の名門だそうだ。
Oh, interesting.
エーデルフェルト。
Yeah, how do I know that? How do you know that? How do you know that? That has things to talk about that name. I'm sure I've heard it somewhere.
ではな、この洋館に何を探しに来たのかは知らんが、新しい物が出たら教えてくれ。そうだな、死体でも発見してくれると推理も盛り上がるんだが。
He disappears, leaving nothing but a bad taste behind.
なんだあいつ。見つけても誰が教えるかってんだ。
Thus making sure to have the last word, I resume the search. Well, if Archer couldn't find anything, the odds of discovering new clues myself are pretty slim. Interesting. That's also an interesting cut that just happened there. Anyways, what's going on at the temple? Hey, buddy! We don't talk to you very often. What's up, man? What's up, assassin? At the top of a long flight of stone steps stands the Ryudo Temple Gate. The gate guard here is rather stubborn and difficult to deal with. Instead of something like lion dogs or Neo statues,
今日はいるな。
the figure of Sasaki Kojiro, assassin, comes into view. Having never gone into town, he has literally disappeared within the temple gate. An imposing character like that in broad daylight with temple visitors around would be rather odd. Fortunately, no one but Esper should be able to see him, or so you'd think. Out for a casual stroll, I end up coming all the way here. I wonder why. Despite having the day off, I bet Issei still went to school. Even if I go out of the way to offer him a cheerful greeting, the chance of being able to get a conversation going with Kojiro are slim. Kojiro himself only glances towards me. Finding no ill intent, he shifts his gaze elsewhere. But you know, after standing guard all day long, you can't help but be bored. A job where you don't do anything. Even if that's an exaggeration, I can't fathom how tiresome that must be. I feel sorry for him.
今度差し入れでも持ってくるか。
He doesn't look like the kind of guy that dislikes drinking. Can I take some from the main temple building? Suddenly, Kojiro stands up. Behind me, I hear someone going up the stone steps. Out of breath, they make frequent stops along the way. Wondering who that might be, I hide behind the gate and take a peek. Huh? Kojiro aside, there was no need for me to hide. I just followed along. Oh. Boy, you're out of breath. As she's having a rest just a few steps before the top, I see a familiar face. Saegusa, is she alone? Once recovered, she slowly conquers the last bit. The guard in question, Kojiro, gazes at Saegusa silently. Her epic ascent finally over, she looks at him uneasily, not noticing me yet. But she sees Kojiro. Yeah, what? I do recall hearing about this somewhere. She speaks up, a hint of fear in her voice. Well, can't blame her. Not when this anachronism of a swordsman stands in front of her, and not a single TV crew or signboard in sight.
すいません。お寺の方ですか？
さよう。
こんなこと聞いては失礼かもしれないんですけど、お祭りでもあるんですか？
Alright, so Saegusa sees ghosts. A very Saegusa-like straight pitch. She must be inquiring about Kojiro's antique-looking clothes.
祭りか。この寺にも来歴があるようだな。キャスターはそう言ってはいたが、いつのことかは会いに行くとな。
What kind of history, I wonder? Saegusa ponders, tilting her head to the side.
はあ、キャスターさんって久月先生の奥様ですよね。
そういうことになっている。困ったものだ。
Dang. She seems a little off-put by his blunt manner of speech. Perhaps it's about time to interrupt them. Just when I'm about to make an appearance, Saegusa's unexpectedly persistent stance stops me in my tracks. The way things are now, this is not a good time to come out.
キャスターさんと久月先生、お似合いだと思うのですけど、お名前は？
津田小次郎と。
Oh. He just gives,
じゃあ小次郎さん、お似合いだと思いませんか？
interesting. Tsushida, stop making up weird names. You think she might get suspicious if he called himself Sasaki Kojiro while wearing that outfit?
君の名前は？
Oh, he literally said, he said the name of your name.
あ、三枝由紀香と言います。
ではユキカ殿、私は彼女が旦那に構ってもらえずに焼いているのを見るのが数少ない娯楽だったのだよ。昨今はその意味ではいささか面白くない。
Oh, literally he would watch her try and win him over, and now that that's happened, now he's lost his entertainment. You are a wicked man, Kojiro. However, I can sympathize. Being perpetually assigned to guard duty while Caster strolls freely around town would put anyone in a foul mood.
そうなんですか。
なに、これはかぶいた私の好みだ。君のようなあどけない娘から祝福されると知れば、彼女も喜ぶだろう。
Muttering thus, he sits down on the stone steps.
あどけないんですか、私。
She really is, though. She wouldn't notice it herself, but despite her nervousness, she still sits down beside him. What a weird, interesting pair.
小次郎さん、やっぱり私の見間違いじゃないですよね。
While saying that, Saegusa runs her hands all over Kojiro's costume. While his face may remain stone still, he is definitely troubled.
マキちゃんやカネちゃんはお寺の山門にお侍さんなんかいないって言うんです。でもやっぱり本当にいたんですね。
彼女たちが来た時は時が悪かったんだ。
Oh, you have all the answers. That's good. He mutters in bewilderment, staying beside her. Befriended by a cute little puppy, even Kojiro finds it hard to be unkind.
本当ですか？いつもお堂の中に？
いや、山門の上にな。あの上で参詣の客に不心得者が紛れていないかを伺う門番役だ、私は。
He isn't exactly lying, but he isn't quite telling the truth either. Of course, he'd be reluctant to talk about servants and so forth in the first place.
あ、それだからお侍さんみたいな格好をしてるんですか？私、秋のお祭りの出し物のお稽古をしてるのかなって思ってたんです。
I see. While Kojiro sits there dumbfounded, Saegusa's face is sparkling with an innocent smile.
すごいです、小次郎さん。本当にお侍さんみたいです。その後ろの長い刀って本物ですか
5尺余りの備中青江だ。
Hearing that, it's a real sword. Saegusa leaps back. No wonder when you think about it, seeing a man armed with a real sword right in front of you is a bit of a shock. Even my thick-headed self would be perturbed in that situation, and slightly aroused.
怯えるな。手向かわぬ女子供は切りはせぬ。
Oh, but every sparrow in the area is a target.
でも警察とか大丈夫なんですか？
自社はもとより守護不入の地だ。心配はない。
Is that true? That's interesting if that's true. What century is that from? Gathering her resolve once again, Saegusa timidly goes back to sitting by his side. The flow of the conversation is interrupted and silence sets in, yet there's definitely a friendly air between the two of them. As I watch from behind the gate, I suddenly feel rather embarrassed by this act of voyeurism.
小次郎さん、
何かな。
もしよければ、
Listening to this makes me nervous. I mean, Saegusa's talking to a guy out of her own will. Just, what is it that attracts her to Kojiro? Is it his slightly greater than average audacity? Had Makidara been there, there'd been a little bit of there'd be more than a little violent uproar, no doubt.
今度、マキちゃんとカネちゃんに会ってもらえないかなって思うんです。
その二人は君の友人か。ああ、カネとやら、彼女の方は見覚えがあるな。
Kojiro's nodding, but his face remains stern.
本当ですか？カネちゃんと小次郎さんってもうお知り合いなんですか？
こちらが一方的に見知っているだけだ。その時は上にいたものでね。しかし、さて、どうしたものか。私のような世捨て人と面会したところで、なあ。
He lets out a light sigh. His dramatic attitude looks nothing more than an attempt to relieve some boredom at the expense of Saegusa's naivete.
あ、ごめんなさい。私そんなつもりじゃなくて。そうですね。
She seems dejected. It would take someone like Makidara Tosaka to extract a promise as overbearing as that.
ユキカ殿。
それでしたら今度私の弟たちに会っていただけませんか？
それはなぜかな。
きっと弟たちも本当にお侍さんがいるんだ、すごいなーって驚いてくれると思うんです。だからその約束してくれたら
Having said that much, she stays silent. Not that it makes it any less forceful. Hearing promise, the word causing her anxiety, a faint smile appears on Kojiro's face. There's no way Saegusa would know the weight of the promise that binds his body here.
ユキカ殿には弟がおられるのか。
はい、私が一番上のお姉さんなんです。
そうか。姉上に似て兄弟思いの優しい弟もなのであろう。
The praise causes Saegusa's cheeks to light up red in an instant. She's flustered once again.
そんなことないです。みんなやんちゃで言うこと聞かなくって食いしん坊で私を困らせてばっかりで、いざ連れてきても小次郎さんに変なこと言っちゃったりしないかって不安で、私すいません。
ユキカ殿が慌てることはない。時には昔日を思い出すのも悪くはないと思うてな。
Nodding like that, Kojiro's getting dramatic again. Twisted as he is, he can still weave in a glamorous quote, or did he actually mean it? If that's the case, I've greatly underestimated Saegusa's skill.
本当ですか？
気が向けば顔程度は見せよう。とはいえ、夜の訪問は物騒だ。日中であれば、いつかの機会に。
じゃあ、また日を改めて弟たちと一緒に来ますから。すいません。こんなことをお願いして。
She bows deeply. In the end, despite wanting to leave, well, I guess it's alright. So I really did end up watching them. Kojiro knew it, but it was rather rude for me to be peeking on Saegusa. As quietly as possible, I take my leave.
さて、境内をちょっと見ていくか。
That was cute. That was a really cute interaction. I was like, how is he gonna do anything? And it seems like the answer was he would just be him. Right, nothing here. Afternoon. We got the harbor with you. What's going on at our house? We got Ryder's room there. Let's clear this up. Let's go to the harbor with you. Hey, will there be anything as hilarious as the other one? Probably not. Oh, this seems important, actually. Now, well then. I'm not entirely sure myself about how I reach this conclusion. But I feel that to defeat the enemy that I haven't seen, I need the help of others. Archer's out of the question. Caster is currently a pacifist. Assassin might as well be a statue. Ryder simply doesn't care as long as she can protect Sakura. Ilya's enjoying herself just sitting on the sidelines and watching. That means he's the only one left.
Oi, Lancer!
I wave and greet him. Complicated rhetoric doesn't work on this guy, so I get straight to the point. I explain it to him the best I can. The abnormality of these 4 days. How even though we've never met, I'm vaguely aware of the 8th Master's appearance and fighting style. That Lady Magus is part of the abnormality happening now. And since Saber and I are a poor match for her, perhaps I could borrow the support of another servant. Lancer doesn't turn around at all. His eyes are lazily staring at the sky, looking more and more displeased.
確認するが、その女、赤毛のショートでスーツ姿か？
ん？ああ、革手袋をつけて殴ってくる。
イヤリングはしていたか？
ね？確かしてなかったかな。
ラスト。そいつ、5体満足だったか？
は？そりゃ5体満足って言えばそうだけど、服の下のことまでは断言できないぞ。
And the questions stop there. Lancer sighs.
ご苦労なこった。くたばった後も戦うことはねえだろうに。
He grumbles.
さ、そいつが何者なのかはまだわからない。ただ、敵であることは確かなんだ。今度、俺とセイバーが夜の巡回に出るとき、あんたの力を貸して。
悪いな。他を当たってくれ。俺はパスだ。
Wow. Even though he says it in a relaxed tone, the refusal is final. This is what makes this man really scary. Only now do I realize he can smile while wielding a lance without mercy.
理由聞いてもいいか？
趣味じゃねえだけだ。嫌がらせの類じゃねえよ。お前には借りがある。他の頼み事なら安請け合いもしてやりたいが、
I
そいつは特別だ。
have a good idea why.
仮に王様の命令でも首を横に振るだろうさ。
The way he says it, there's no room for discussion anymore. It's the word of a man who never defied his lord when he was alive. Looks like Lancer will never get involved where she's concerned. Huh. Interesting. Well, there goes that idea of getting him to help us, for getting the reach, if you will. You know? Huh. Alright. Well, let's check that wallpaper we got. Let's see if it's a cool one. Oh. Kazuki's cool. I don't love this portrait. She looks way too young. Yeah. That's just me personally. Otherwise, it's a pretty cool picture. Like, you can actually see the, it's not really coming up with the recording too well, but at least on the actual end, you can see, like, the background is straight up painted. Like, you can see the canvas, which is pretty cool. Okay. That's neat. Cool. Get that Ilya picture out of here. Alright, guys. We'll see you next time for some more Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Ciao.